All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we've got to talk about something that just sent absolute shockwaves through the tech world. A brand new player just showed up in the AI arms race, and honestly, it might just be about to rewrite all the rules. Okay, so let's dive right in. For a while now, the whole global AI arms race has really been a story about just a handful of giant companies. Well, that entire landscape, it just got put on notice. Yeah, the story has pretty much always been about a couple of huge players in the US, right? You've got OpenAI, you've got Anthropic. They've been setting the pace for everyone. But get this, a new model from a Chinese lab called Moonshot just stepped into the ring, and not quietly either. And here's the kicker. This is the part that has everyone talking. Moonshot isn't just saying their new model is, pretty good or comparable to the best ones out there. No, they're claiming it actually outperforms them on some really important tasks. And the most shocking part of all? It's open source. It's free. So you're probably wondering, what is this new contender that has literally everyone, from the coders on the ground to the big money investors, totally scrambling? Well, let's meet Kimi K2 Thinking. Okay, so it dropped on November 7th, 2025. It uses something called a mixture of experts architecture. Now, what does that mean? Well, think of it this way. It's not just a fancy text generator. This thing is built to actually think, to plan, to reason, and to adapt over hundreds of steps to solve some really, really tough problems. And this table, man, it just lays out the disruption in plain sight, doesn't it? It's from a Beijing lab. It's totally free and open source. You can grab it right now on Hugging Face, which is like the main hub for this stuff. And the claim is that it's flat out better than the models from OpenAI and Anthropic that cost billions to make. And look, Moonshot isn't being shy about this either. They're not being vague. They've put out the benchmarks, and they're suggesting that Kimi K2 is just better at some of the hardest tasks we have for AIs. We're talking about stuff like navigating the messy, chaotic web to find really specific info, or solving super advanced logic puzzles. They say its coding ability is about the same, but the real edge, it's in its ability to think. And then there's this number. This is what really causes an economic earthquake. $4.6 million. That's what they say it costs to train this entire model. That's not even a rounding error for its US rivals. It's a tiny, tiny fraction of the tens of billions they've spent. So you can see how this starts to build into a massive challenge, right? And it's not just about the tech itself. This is a direct shot at the entire business model of AI as we know it in the West. Okay, so up until right now, the sales pitch from the big AI companies was super simple, right? It was, hey, if you want the best, the most powerful AI, you got to pay for it. It's our special, closed-off secret sauce. Kimi K2 just walks in and flips the whole table over. It's suggesting that maybe, just maybe, the best tool out there is actually free and open for everybody to use. And you've all heard this marketing line. I'm sure of it. It was brilliant. It created this huge sense of urgency, driving businesses to sign up for these pricey AI subscriptions. But now, a powerful, free alternative just showed up. And it begs the question, right? Why would you pay for a subscription if something that might be even better is available for free? Okay, but let's pump the brakes for just a second. It's super important to remember there's a catch here. All these amazing performance claims, they're coming straight from Moonshot. They haven't been verified by independent researchers yet. And on top of that, there are real security concerns. Some US agencies have actually banned foreign open source models before because of potential risks. So you see, this is way bigger than just business models and tech benchmarks. What we're really looking at here is a major new chapter in the geopolitical and technological race between the US and China. You might remember, back in January of 2025, another Chinese AI model dropped, and people called it a Sputnik moment for the US. Like when the Soviets launched that satellite, and it was a huge wake-up call that America wasn't guaranteed to be number one. Well, this new release from Moonshot, people are saying it's even bigger than that. And just look at this timeline. It shows you how incredibly fast this is all moving. We went from a Sputnik moment, a wake-up call in January, to what's being called China's moon landing in November. That's less than a year. The pace of this competition is it's breathtaking. Now, a lot of people try to frame this as some kind of ideological race, a clash of values. American AI representing democracy versus Chinese AI representing control. But the reality is a lot more nuanced. The truth is, all AI systems have biases. They can't help it. They're always going to reflect the worldviews of the people who built them and the data they were fed, no matter where they come from. So when you put it all together, the crazy performance claims, the super low cost, the huge geopolitical stakes, it's forcing investors to ask themselves a really, really uncomfortable question about this multi-billion-dollar AI market they've been pouring all their money into. I mean, think about it. You've got these US labs with valuations in the hundreds of billions of dollars. And then out of nowhere, this competitor shows up. It's cheap to build, it's free to use, and it claims it's better. You can imagine the kind of anxiety, maybe even panic, that's causing in the market right now. This chart really just drives the point home, doesn't it? It highlights that financial anxiety perfectly. On one side, tens of billions of dollars. On the other, 4.6 million. It forces you to ask, if you can really build something this powerful for so little, are those giant investments in the other guys massively overvalued? And that's what's so terrifying for investors. It raises the real possibility of an AI bubble bursting. The fear is a repeat of something like the 2008 housing crisis, where everyone suddenly realizes that the thing they thought was incredibly valuable isn't, and the whole house of cards just comes tumbling down. So that's where we are. The code is out there, it's free, the claim is incredibly bold, and it all boils down to one huge game-changing question. What happens if it's all true? The answer to that could redefine pretty much everything: technology, business, global power. It's safe to say we'll all be watching very, very closely.